Avatar, which he directed, grossed a record-setting $2.8 billion at the global box office, beating the previous best record holder, his own Titanic. His other films include Rambo: First Blood Part 2, Aliens, and The Terminator. Please welcome Walk of Famer James Cameron.
Well, it's a great pleasure and honor to get to do this on your behalf, Gale. I just want to just riff a little bit on something Andrew said when he said that you know, are very gracious with people less intelligent than you. This is something you've had to learn over the years because everybody is less intelligent than you. It's a learned skill. Gale and I started out together working for Roger Corman, King of the B movies. And we actually met in late 1979 when you were production managing Humanoids from the Deep.
Yeah.
And I think that's one that we should actually seriously consider remaking. Because we both love underwater and horror, so why not? And I was working down the hall making models on Battle Beyond the Stars. And we recognized in each other a love of science fiction, fantasy, and action movies. And we both had a burning desire to make them. And, you know, I saw in Gale this clarity of purpose, this focus, a drive. There was a light in her, behind her eyes that I didn't see in any of the other people around me. And, you know, I watched her work, and I saw that she's somebody that makes things happen. There was no doubt that she was there to kick ass and take names. And as I said before, she was scary smart. And not just wise, far beyond her 24 years at the time in the ways of the movie business, but just supercomputer smart. And I remember right after we met, I walked out to the curb to get in the car with the guy that I carpooled with, Alec Gillis, and I said, I don't know why I said it, I said, she's the one for me. And you know, I don't even know what I meant by that at the time, but something told me there was some kind of destiny in that meeting. And that was true soon enough, because it wasn't very long before we teamed up together as director and producer. Now, why she believed in me as director when I hadn't directed a damn thing at the time, I don't know. But pretty soon we were making The Terminator together. And then we went on to make Aliens, and then we did The Abyss and Terminator 2, and after that point our professional paths diverged, but I got to watch from afar as she went on to become one of the biggest producers in the business. And I'm knocking off the qualifier that was used earlier, female producer, one of the biggest producers in the business. And I know from watching her up close on the movies that we made together how she did it. I saw her once on the set of Terminator at 4 a.m. in a filthy, oily junkyard hauling heavy electrical cable to help the crew get set up for one last shot before the sun came up. She knows every job on the set, and she's done most of them at some point or another, maybe not Dolly Grip, but probably just about everything else. She knows how to inspire a crew to become a team and to go beyond what they've done before. And don't let this immaculately styled wardrobe fool you. Gale is a hands-on producer, and she's got a stamina that even the young crews can't keep up with. On Aliens, I watched her come into a male-dominated film system in England, which is where we shot the film. She was this young female producer with one credit that they'd never heard of, and she earned their respect through sheer talent. And she made that film happen. Now, producing is about making it happen, no matter what. It takes a spine of steel and a gaze that doesn't blink. And she faced down the old boys club on that movie, and she made the hard decisions when they needed to be made. Example, at the end of week 1, she told me if we didn't replace our DP, we'd fall so far behind that we'd both get fired. So guess who found me a new director of photography over the weekend? We had to replace our male lead 10 days into the film and reshoot everything. Then the entire crew quit over a labor dispute halfway through the schedule. It was one nightmare after another, but she prevailed. She made it happen. And by the way, if you ever see that movie again, there's a close-up of Vasquez shooting the alien in the head. That's Gale's hands. The actress playing Vasquez had already gone home, and she knew how to shoot a 9mm. When we cut the whole movie together, it was too long, by about 15 minutes. And so I'm racking my brain trying to figure out all the little nips and tucks that I can take out. Gale said, you know, I figured out what you need to cut. I said, what? She said, reel 3. All of reel 3. Well, that was just patently ridiculous. I rejected it utterly. I mean, how could you even think of such a thing? That's where we set up Nude and Nude's family and the colony. The whole thing was completely impossible. Told her to forget it. And I thought about it for 24 hours. I realized she was 100% right. So reel 3 came out of the movie, went in the trash. And that's exactly how the film was released. So, you know, Gale knows the game. She's a lightning strategist. She's a consummate deal maker. She's utterly fearless, whether she's making the biggest Hollywood blockbuster or the tiniest independent film. She's got an amazing nose for new talent, both behind the lens and in front of it. And in an industry and at a time that created few opportunities for women in real positions of power, she created her own opportunities. She smashed down doors and blazed a trail for a generation of women in Hollywood who came through those doors after her. Now, by my count, she's got 44 producing credits, including 28 features. Of course, it's changing day by day. She's got one in post now and another in pre-production as we speak. She's a machine. You can't stop her. She's the Terminator of producers. Gale, I'm proud and thrilled that you're getting your star.